What are the forces that are currently driving the business case for HTML5?
Yeah, so it's a very interesting question. Right now, I mean, the biggest thing we're seeing is this allure of reaching so many people on such a wide array of devices. You know, despite the technical challenges that are presented by that, there really is this dream of being able to write once, run anywhere, and it's pushing people. I mean, from an engineering perspective, I can give you a dozen answers why that isn't a reality today, but the business case for being able to accomplish that is really kind of what we see pushing it. Being able to offer a richer experience on browsers and devices that connect with people. It's just a very interesting and hot space right now that a lot of businesses are interested in.
So what are the primary risks that businesses face in making that transition?
Yeah, so there's a couple. Talent acquisition is a big one. There's kind of this idea that most web developers can jump in and get productive with it really quickly. That's true, but to get productive to the point where they can actually build maintainable, scalable pieces of software on an HTML5 platform is really still kind of tough.
Yeah.
And that talent problem isn't just getting somebody there, but it's maintaining. We've seen a lot of issues with keeping people up to speed. Conferences like this are a great place to come and sort of top off your skills, but that needs to be a consistent effort when you go back to your workplace. The other one we've really seen with our projects is quantifying costs. When you walk in and somebody gives you, I want to see this produced, put onto a wide array of devices, they often don't really comprehend the scale of costs involved to accomplish those things. We see these amazing examples like the Boston Globe, where they built a beautiful piece of software, but the costs right now are what I would say still a little bit out of band for your typical enterprise, and the being unable to quantify those things is a real barrier and a real risk for companies looking to tackle these projects. Solutions that are out there, solutions that are represented at this conference, are directed towards solving and addressing those risks, but I still think there's a long way to go and a lot of potential to make the exchange and the ability to see an ROI on this platform kind of close that gap of what those costs are and manage them more effectively.
Is there a tipping point for a business going the HTML5 route? I mean, something that shows that is clearly the path that they should be going down?
So right now, the decision criteria we're recommending is really kind of what audience you want to kind of reach. You have your investments that you've already been making or have made into a technology platform, a technology stack. Let's say you're in the Java world. There's Java type solutions to reach a particular audience. When you go into mobile, especially, there's this new criteria of, do I go native? Do I go HTML5? Do I go hybrid? What's in the middle? And a lot of that comes down to what's your current audience look like? What are you trying to accomplish? And what ROI will you see from that? And that's a very business-specific kind of decision that you need to make. I mean, we've gone and looked at analytics. What devices are hitting sites when they want to go either like a responsive route, go a full native app route. So there's those kind of decision-making criteria when thinking about a tipping point. The other one that's maybe not as intuitive is maintainability and sort of the sustainability of any solution that you put out there. So we had one project where a company wanted to put iPads with 3G into the hands of their sales force across the nation. Their existing back-end application that they were using was based on an Oracle platform. But the staff that they had, we came in and helped build this app, helped them get it out there. But as they're looking to make tweaks to it, they're, again, going back to the talent question, existing staff had a lot of skill in HTML5 and not Objective-C.
Okay.
So there's another place
Right.
that's maybe not as intuitive that you can sort of drive to what that ROI looks like,
Right.
and make those very informed decisions that give decision makers and budgets especially a handle on those costs and what they're going to look like, not only now when you're developing the application, but 6 to 9 months down the road.
So last question for you. What's your take on the big HTML5 efforts that we've seen from the likes of the Financial Times?
Yeah, very interesting. Very cool stuff. Andrew Betts, one of the guys who was part of that project, he was one of the co-founders of Asanka, who was then brought in by the FT. Talked with him a lot. Great guy. I think that they're paving the way. That's really the place that I see they fit into the industry right now. These things, FT and the Boston Globe, are the two ones I hear most referenced. Filament Group and Ethan behind the Boston Globe, and there was a lot of other people there. And then Asanka behind FT. They proved it could work, right? They're the case study that is now broadcast to the world that there's value in this route. It takes a lot to take on Apple and kind of break out of the mindset of the App Store. Again, there's cases for going either route, but they were the first ones to really tackle it.
Sure.
And they're seeing those returns, right? It makes sense for them, but it proved it was possible. And so it kind of gets the, I would say they're the first ones through the wall. Now we're seeing the early adopters, right? It's not even at mainstream type quite yet. And that's been very exciting. Again, cost is an issue. The scale of cost is different for those first few and then this next batch that are going through. But they proved that it was possible, that you were able to get close enough that native and the cost to pay for a native experience on so many platforms made sense to go this new route.
Sure.
There's a shift, and it's swinging the other way. There was a great talk earlier today. Ben and Dion, who are now at Walmart, talked about this pendulum swinging, it'd be interesting to see kind of where it ends up. But the use cases are there, the ROI is there to go this route,
right.
and we see a lot of potential with it.
Great.
So it's very exciting.
Thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate you taking the time.
Before we go, I'd like to shout out to our Append2 team. Hi guys, we are a virtual company, so we've got people all around the US watching this right now. And just want to say thanks guys, thanks for all your hard work, and it's great working with you.
Great.
So, thank you.
All right, thank you.